Okay, where to begin? This is Anaconda. This is going to be her base. Those are also the pieces of wood that has my shoulders so sore I can barely put a shirt on. Couldn't tie my hair up. I'm not sure if I have them in the right order. They were sawed out of telephone poles. The guy who was in the process of setting this sawmill up a second time was doing a real nice job of it, actually. And while I'm headed, I don't know if this is where they're going to go. I just laid them out as best I could. I think I'll probably go downhill a little bit further, maybe back a little bit that direction. It should catch a lot of wind from the west. I won't even worry about trying to run it if the wind isn't coming out of the north or southwest. Okay, these I'm a little puzzled. See, I took pictures of this, but I can't find them. I think they might have been on a laptop that I had that then quit on me. I don't know, but I'm not going to set it up exactly the way it was anyway. I'm coming down here because these wheels on this manure spreader, I'm thinking about cannibalizing it. The wheels themselves and tires would be big, and I could use that to drive the sawmill, I think. Put it on the inside of the blade. I'll show that to you here in a while. The far spreader I don't think I would use, but the ratcheting, that ratchet that gradually moves the web forward, I could use that if I decided, well, I do want to have an up and down sawmill as well. Okay, let's see. I'll shut off. Okay, I'm back. Here I started to lay out the, this was the track. I have the bolts, as you can see, but it was out of pine, it was exposed to the weather, and it rotted up. I'll make it out of oak, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I laid it out on pallets to see if I have all the pieces, and I think I do. Now, this part here is the carriage. Once again, I think I've got all the pieces. I'm pretty sure I do. Either here or else down below. And that's part of the that's the lever that advances the log. This part is called the set works, and I'll when I get down closer to the other barns, I'll show you more of the set works. This part of a baler I have I saved because it's got that stroke, it's got that crank on it, and that I think I could use to power an up and down sawmill. I think that's why I've hung on to that. All right, now here, these are parts. That's the rail. The one goes, the heavier one, the channel one, it goes in toward the saw, and then the other one goes further out. This is part of the set works, Babbitt bearings. All right, now we're going to go down and see more of the sawmill parts. There we have the part of the set works. There's 3 of them, and they go together like down there. This is the first sawmill I bought, which is still waiting to be put into action. I'll use the circular blade on it. They're both Farkars is the make of them, and they come from back 1890, 1880, when steam was the power. This is called the headstock, or the husk, and I don't know if I'll use it or not. I probably wouldn't have to, but I think I will. That gear right there, this is what carried the mandrel for the saw, which I'm going to replace with a bandsaw. At least that's my plan. This is part of it. That's part of the track. That's the spool. And I'd said about that gear engaging something. It engages this gear, or engages that gear. And that drove the carriage to and fro. Now I may just push the carriage with manpower and pull it, because I'm going way down. Instead of like 100 horsepower, I'm going to go down to about 5. This is part of the infinitely variable friction drive, which I really would like to set up because it's just so cool, and I think I can. There's the pulleys. I'm I'm sorry, that's one of the gears. That's maybe the gear that it engaged. Meant for rope, actually, not wire rope. But that spool is meant for wire rope, and wire rope chews stuff up. I'll probably go with rope. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all the metal parts of Anaconda. Now the blade, Anaconda herself. That's the blade that was on the sawmill that I'm using, that I'm sort of adjusting. But anyway, let me introduce you to Anaconda. This is the blade that I was given. And these wheels, I intend to build wooden rims on them to make them wide enough to carry the blade. The power will be here, but I want to use, let's see, how can I stand? I want to use as big a tire and wheel as I can to make sure it will pull without too much tension. That will ride on it, like it'll swing down on it to be the tensioner. And the problem with the saw blade is back here. Here's where the crack is. It doesn't go the whole way through, but that's either going to have to be fixed or cut and then resoldered. But I think I can do that. Okay, now I said that Anna has a little sister, Anita. Well, here's Anaconda. These blades I also got just given out of scrap, and I have wheels and other wheels too, waiting to try to build a bandsaw mill out of them too. But the real interest right now for me is the big one. All right, we'll go downstairs. Okay, still all these are parts that I actually think I'll use almost everything here, rather than send it to the scrapyard. But anyway, at the scrapyard, at the junkyard, I got this differential at a junkyard, and and that differential, this is a rear end. If you've never seen one of them work, they're really cool. I don't know if I'll jack it up and see if I can show it to you. But anyway, we'll disable it so it's like a solid axle. And what I plan to do is to take one of these rims and probably weld it to a bigger rim, so I can drive with a bigger tire than that. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but I have it jacked up off the floor, and a differential is such that the wheels can turn at different speeds. You can look it up online if you want to have it explained how it works, but the gears in the middle are called spider gears, and those will make fast. So it all works. See, there's a spindle down there which you can't see, which we're going to take out. I don't know if you can see it down there. That's where the power goes in on a car. I think my friend Andy and I are going to work on this tomorrow. Should be fun. Okay, another project. There's the head of the hammer that I'm going to call the Nutcracker, and we'll use one of these two springs to let it spring back up when it comes down on this mighty anvil, chunk of steel I'm going to use as an anvil. That's the head. I think I'll probably just keep filming. Well, yeah. I'll use a piece of wood like these for the handle, for starters anyway. And these two 3x6s, they're going to be part of this crusher, I'm going to call it. And I think I might have put this online before. That roller is going to swing. Andy has welded that up, and now we got to make that whole thing so it'll swing back and forth. Oh, this is the crusher. And that cam right there, that's what I'll use to lift the back handle of the Nutcracker. It's not part of this, I just set it there. These are the rollers that I've got that I want to see if I can make them go together to be able to roll steel. Andy says that rubber one's going to flex, and he's probably right, so I may have to do something else with that. I'm going to build a bench in here. And I think that's probably everything for now. Oh, I know. I have one other thing I can show you. That Nutcracker, at present, I think I'm going to put it right in here, and that's the chunk of steel that will function as the anvil. I'm just not positive where exactly I'm going to put that. But I did want to show you here. These pallets are on crushed glass, which I've used because it'll drain. Use it like 2B, that's 2B, but crushed glass should work too, and I had a bunch of it. And then in here, I've begun to fill this with wood to make charcoal. And this, pretty soon, this winter or spring, we're going to see if we can make charcoal out of that. We'll get it burning really hot and then close it right off. There's 2 chambers to it. There's this one and that one. And there, I've shown some of this stuff to you before. Right there, we plan to build a cupola furnace with the charcoal to see if we can melt and cast iron. All right. Oh, and here are the hammers. At least 2 of them. I thought I had 2 more. Well, that I said I might. Oh, there they are. There's 4, 2 and 4. That I might use to smash the glass before we crush it, hang them, and let them alternate. There's a flywheel, and over this whole thing I intend to build another windmill to power some of this stuff, you know, largely for fun. All right, that's been a visit outside on a pretty nice day for late January. Bye for now.